I was mad
You kind
because
of dark, Robin.
Hey,
Hey, Robin.
how are y'all?
Good.
the internet down. I mean, the Wi-Fi down in this area.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I was kind of blown about that.
Oh,
Mm. You ain't got no light up in there, Robin.
I do have light. Well, I gotta be seen. I can see myself. About to get a man? Let me get I'm about to get
You
one
never
now.
know. You never know.
Dang, Reggie already coming for me early off the lip.
No, no, I'm just being honest. What's going on with y'all? Y'all know what it is. It's the Dating 101, a collaboration with the Homeboys Conversation, as well as another special guest, the second part of the duel from last week, Disaster Date 101. Did
Yes.
I get it right?
You got it right. I'm proud of you.
Okay. My good friend Robin, she's actually joining us tonight. Last week, y'all had her partner in crime, Tasha. She actually, gave us a spiel. So we had to get part two on here. Robin is a registered psychotherapist. I
License.
got to say it like that because it make it seem like she got like a PhD in like psychotherapist.
It's
Like
licensed clinical psychotherapist
licensed psychotherapist. We got to make
in
sure we
Maryland,
say
DC, and
that.
Virginia. Yes, the whole
Yes, yeah.
Maryland,
She
DC,
don't do no
Virginia.
freebie. If you got Kaiser, you can book her on a one-on-one
Dang!
session. Let me
Throw me off like that, Reggie.
gotta give it all.
Gotta
Hey,
give it all. Yes, if
Um,
you have Kaiser insurance, come find me.
yeah.
I'm
Would
starting to
you
think.
say?
I'm starting to think you might have problems. You know, not a therapist.
He does. He does. You're absolutely right. He does.
I think it's beneficial, T. It's always beneficial to have people that can help you the way you think.
yes.
Um, At the last minute, we're going to start off with a nice topic. We got a good show for y'all tonight, of course, but we're going to start off with a topic. I ain't write it down, but I know most of y'all seen within the last, I guess, few hours. Senator, I don't know her name. It was a senator up in, where's she from? Connecticut?
Is
Rhode
it
Island.
Connecticut, Rhode Island? Yeah, Rhode
Rhode
Island.
Island, Rhode Island, and she actually was online caught twerking on her head, doing a handstand. Of course, everybody came for her, and I'm not just saying the Ku Klux Klan, but everybody, like any and everybody came for her. Like I said, it just popped up, so of course we got to keep y'all current and talk about the current situation. I'm gonna start with you, Robin. I'm gonna just put you out there, send you out
I
to the
sent it to
wars.
you, right? Or did you see it before I sent it to you?
No, you said, well, I did, but when I seen it at that same time when I was looking at it, everybody had sent it to me.
Yeah, so I sent it to like Reggie and a lot of my other friends, and the feedback that I got, everybody was like, "She has my vote. Like she's living her best life. Like nothing, wrong with it." Me too. I don't see nothing wrong with it as well. One of my friends mentioned that they liked how she put that she's queer in there, so that they felt like if she put that in there, that she's gonna, be supported, even more. But I mean, people were coming for her, but she unapologetically was like, look, I'm an Ivy League grad. I can do what I want to do. I'm already in office. Let me be great. Let her be great. Because a lot of those people probably do the same stuff behind closed doors, and it's just not on social media.
Guys. Siobhan?
So I just looked it up. Her name is Senator Tierra Mack, Rhode Island Senator. And so I think I'm here for it. Look, we don't see that kind of stuff from politicians. So I think it's time to see something different. Maybe she's
Exactly.
appealing to a younger demographic. So I was like, yeah, if I lived in Rhode Island, I would vote for her. So it's just
Period.
time to see something different. We tired of the people, all stuck up and
Being
acting like they
conservative and
can't
stuck
live their
up.
life.
Right.
Like,
I want somebody I can relate to. Like, oh, she's twerking, I'm twerking too. Let me vote for
exactly.
her.
We need something different. That has nothing to do with her intellect. If she graduated from an Ivy League school, clearly she's intelligent and she likes to work on the side. Why can't she be this and that? I'm here for it.
Love it.
T?
Well, I didn't see it, but kind of like a trip. Y'all, I mean, I feel like, she living her best life, I guess. But if you a senator, you should be more careful with putting stuff like that out there. You know what I mean? You gotta have some type of call. If I'm a public figure, I'm not about to be, especially in that position. Well, of course I wouldn't be, but if I was her, twerking on social media and all that or whatever, you gotta, put the cameras down and do all that. That's how.
We
she
had
wasn't just
we
she
had a
wasn't just
president
twerking
that
on.
was, huh?
Go ahead.
We had a president that was a whole asshole for 4 years. Like, why she can't twerk on upside down? I don't understand.
Too, y'all going on.
She wasn't She wasn't just twerking. She was twerking she was on her head doing a handstand, twerking in some bikinis.
On
She's
there.
on vacation.
She's on vacation.
No.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Let me say this. Let me put my 2 cents in it. Listen, I have no problem with you twerking. I have no problem with you out living your best life. That's not the issue. Maybe the caption I got was wrong, but the caption said twerking for votes. Now, if that's what she's trying to do to appeal to a younger generation, I really don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. And let me say one thing also, just to say what kind of piggyback on what Robin said, she also said that she was queer. And to me, I had a problem with that, not her being gay. I have a problem that people starting to use queer, gay, lesbian, and all that as a badge to prevent you from saying something to me. It's like if you, back in the days, if you say something about a Jewish person, you automatically anti-Semitic, so you don't. Now, if I say I'm gay, if you say something about me, you homophobic. So I have a problem when that's your defense. That your defense is I'm black and I'm gay. Like, nah, that don't justify it in my opinion. Now, if you're just twerking because you're out living your best life and you're a senator, you could have been a president. I don't care. But if you're twerking trying to get attention in your bikinis on your head because you're trying to get attention for votes, no, I wouldn't vote for you. I don't care what college you went to. I don't care that you're an Ivy League scholar. I don't care that you're a senator. I care about certain the way you think. And the way you think, to me, it was a turnoff.
So what are you making that mean? So her doing that means what regarding her position? What does that mean she can or can't do in her role?
No, it's the twerking for votes what gets me. Like I said, I don't know if that was actually the caption, if that's actually what she was doing. But if twerking for votes meaning I'm campaigning, I'm doing twerks, handstand in some bikinis, campaigning. Like if a male, let's put this in a different perspective. If some gay politician came and he had, some little shorts on, how y'all been seeing him working some of these pride was made, and these little tank tops, and said I went to an Ivy League college, and then he started twerking for votes, will we have the same sentiment?
Yes.
Will we feel the same?
No, I would, because I feel like I am tired of the stoic, you can't say this, you can't do that politicians. Like, let's see something different. Why can't it be colorful? Why can't a politician be colorful? We don't see that often. So maybe it's a change. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it.
If a straight man in some little shorts thrust in the air doing that,
let's go.
Hoochie, what they call it? Hoochie daddy shorts?
Hoochie daddy shorts. It's the season.
Same way.
Get on board.
I feel like it's cool.
So y'all would not have had a problem if a straight man had on some the da-da-das and like on somebody giving you all this. Y'all wouldn't have felt like it was perverted or like, oh, why is he doing all that? Y'all would have took the same sentiment. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're on different sides of the track.
On the same page.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I just felt like because I would have had a problem. I just feel like if you're just twerking, like I said, if you're just out living your best life as a senator, God dang, I know you got a stressful job. Do you? But when you're campaigning to do it, like I'm be half naked on social media campaigning for votes, I don't see it the same way.
Okay.
Okay.
We can agree to
T?
disagree.
Yeah. Did you have anything else? Oh, okay.
It was like, yeah,
So again, so again, like I said, we continue got other major issues. One of the things I always one of the questions I always hear when it comes to relationship is always a scenario, no matter how it goes. It's always been that scenario that said, when dating, a person is dating two people. One person they tell everything to. They know that somebody else is dating. The other person they don't say nothing to. They never told that they're dating anybody else. They make it seem like it's they monogamous. Which person do they love more, Siobhan?
Themselves.
Yes, Siobhan. Yes. Yep.
See?
you asked this before a long time ago.
Siobhan said that. I don't remember.
You acted the same way last time. You need to go. But I feel like they probably tell everything to us probably. That's tough. It depends on the dynamics of the situation because you might be telling your side on everything because she your side on. You know what I'm saying? But then you might be dealing with somebody who you might tell everything because you just had that type of relationship with them, and it's like no matter what my reaction gonna be, I'm a tell me regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Siobhan. Probably them say.
I agree with Siobhan as well. Yes.
themselves. I guess I can elaborate a little more. Like T said, I think it all depends on the relationship and what you how you met this person, especially if you're just dating. And I'm talking about just dating. I ain't talking about in a relationship. I ain't saying this my girlfriend and this my friend. I'm saying I met one, I met the other. One, I just be straight up like, yeah, I date other people, blah, blah, blah. I go out, I do this, that, and third rule. The other one, I don't say anything to her. I think it all depends on how we actually develop our chemistry in our relationship. I think that's what that first meet and greet would let me know what type of person you are when we're dating and how much I can divulge to you, like what I can say if I can or not. I think that's where it comes down to.
I'm just trying to think about what if I'm just in the dating phase. Why would I feel like I can't tell both the same thing? Like unless I just don't, I'm not feeling that person. Is it that type of scenario where I'm backing away and I'm just not dating them as often because I'm more attracted to the other person? That's the only way I can see where I may not share as much because I'm really not feeling you like that. And we probably don't have as much conversation, but I can't see it any other. I don't know what else. Why else would I do that?
I think in some cases you might seem that certain people are a little more vulnerable than others. Like you could date somebody and somebody can come off as so passive and soft and really not too quote unquote thorough. Like they can't take none of that. Then you might meet somebody that just straight ghetto, like, yeah, ooh, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And now you're like, oh shoot, look, yeah, I be dating other people. Like, I think it depends on the vibe that you get from a person.
That's what I was about to say as well. Like, it definitely, that vulnerability plays a part into it because I talk to multiple people and it's like, I know, well, one, of course, I know I'm a therapist, but, outside of that, I have to get to bring it out in people. But if you're not open, to wanting to talk about it or wanting to open out and allowing yourself to be vulnerable in it, it is going to be a different vibe, like what Reggie said.
Yeah.
So Rhyme and Reason says, so how does love even play a role here?
How does love even play a role? I think it comes down to, is a person being considerate? Like if again, the person who I feel like is the most vulnerable, I might have some feelings for them. I might love them and care about them. So I don't want to hurt their feelings. You know, the other person, again, when it comes to love, I might love you and care for you to where I want to be open and honest. So love do play a part. I think people think love, when you love somebody, you only thinks of them, or all your actions and your being is about what's best for them. But you know, it's a two-way street. I can love myself and love you, and still do certain things that you might don't agree with, that I might feel that I want to do. Like, you know, so love can still play a part.
Mm.
T, you had something you was gonna say?
Comment that's unread. That's all.
Okay. All right.
We had I don't think this was on your paper, Reggie, but we had the question that was on the flyer.
Yeah, I didn't know it. That's what I wanted to read it, but I didn't have it.
Yeah, so it was about why do you think that it's so hard for people to maintain long-term relationships in this day and age? I think it was something like that.
Oh yeah,
yes.
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
People get bored.
Robin?
Oh, sorry. I was like, no, people get bored. You know, people get bored. A lot of factors can play, you know, into it, but definitely boredom. Like, especially if you have some longevity with a person, it might just be like, look, I need something different. I need flavor. Not to say that I'm not into you, you know, still, but I just need something else is maybe capturing my attention, you know, and this is a spark, but this is where communication comes into play too, you know, where we don't get to that level of now we're bored. Like, what can we do to spice it up so that this long-term relationship, it can last? But what's long-term though? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all consider
long-term?
I'm thinking like, what, 2 more years, 3+ years, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody said people don't want to put in the work. Yeah. True.
Like she said, it could get monotonous, you know what I mean? I also feel like it depends on where you at with yourself in your life. Like, are you ready for that journey? Because speaking from personal experience, I only had 3 long-term relationships, like, in my life. One when I was like a teenager, we was together for 3-4 years, but I was a teenager, so I'm not even looking at it like I'm just passing the time with a girlfriend. You know what I mean? And then my other one was I was a young adult, high school. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little more serious, but I mean I knew sooner it was going to end. And then it was one when I was, and that one was a long time. I'm talking about long time, but you know, unfortunately it didn't work out, so I had to move. But it all depends on where you at. You know what I mean? What you looking for? What's your intent when you get in here? Is your intent worth holding on to? Keep it moving. You know, things like that. A lot of people, they give up. They give up pretty fast when it comes to that. But that's when you got to know yourself, and your partner need to know themselves, and y'all know each other. And like you said, have a conversation about it and see go from there. And if you feel like it's worth keeping it together, then keep it together.
Having technical difficulty, y'all.
So I really feel like we are in a microwave society now where everything is at our disposal and at our convenience. So I feel like we're not as willing to hang in there because we feel like there's another shiny thing that we can go after. So I feel like that's a part of it, just the convenience, wanting to feel a certain way, and when we stop feeling that, we just go on to the next thing. So I think we've become a little bit more self-absorbed to where it's like we're trying to get our needs met, and then once they're not met, it's like, okay, on to the next. So it's like people are more disposable now than maybe they were before, because we feel like we have more options or whatever. But I feel like the society that we live in plays a part in it, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I kind of agree with most of y'all saying. I think one of the biggest things is I don't think we value the same things that we used to value also. You know, I always say, it's a lot of people always saying, oh, where's the old time, you know, type of vibe, or where's the older people who wants to get married and things of that nature. But I also got to always reiterate it. A lot of people couldn't leave back then. A lot of people needed each other in order to have their own, in order to have a house, or in order to raise a kid. This day and age, a woman can raise 2, 3 kids financially by herself, and it won't hurt her. It was a time back then raising one kid by yourself would crush you, but to raise 2 or 3 would definitely put you on public assistance. So I think this day and age, we just don't value the same thing. We don't value long-term relationship. It's almost, I want to piggyback off this. The next question was, because somebody have many options, cause it to be difficult for them to stay in long-term relationships? Siobhan, I see you shake your head.
If a person has many options, does it cause them not to, what'd you say? Cause them
Not to want to stay in relationship, yeah.
I do think it's a part of it. I think I know for a lot of us women, we feel like we are in a good space, we're making money, we're doing big things, and so we feel almost entitled to a man at a certain level or whatever. And so it's this thing that it'll get better. I think it was like that meme that was like, keep going to the next floor when you're in a mall or something like that, and the woman kept going to the next floor thinking that she could get better. So I think for many of us, that's the mentality. It's just like, no, it's got to be better. If I can get this, then it's got to be something better. So it's like chasing that next thing. So I think that is a part of it. And then for men, y'all got a whole lot of options,
Robin?
So that's what I was getting ready to say. Just dating in this area alone, like, y'all options outweigh ours, and it's like, okay, it's looking like, all right, what does this one bring to the table versus that one bring to the table, and one person might fulfill your need in this aspect, but the other one might be like, this one might be that nurturing one that you're looking for. This one might be that sexual one you're looking for. This one might be your intellect that you're looking for, where it's just like the options where it's like, dang, instead of me just being with one person and she doesn't have all these things I want, I have these other 5 that can fulfill my needs in these different, categories that make me want to explore it and kind of pursue it. But in that case, then, if that's the case, then don't be in a relationship. Be out here and date. Be
Yeah.
polyamorous.
Yeah. T?
I was gonna say that, like, if you got options, you shouldn't, because you have options. I mean, the point of a relationship is just to be with that one person. But you want to explore your options and just be single, and that gets hard too, because you got options while you single. You might be vibing with everybody and really feel everybody, and it's like, damn, I really like her, but if I mess with her, I gotta leave her alone. That's gonna break her heart. You know what I'm saying? I had to tell all that.
Love more.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing to be played with. So, like I said, if you got options, don't even think about getting a relationship unless you're ready to let them go. That's how I feel about it.
I remember telling Deani one time when we were discussing about options, and I was describing her like a woman. Like I said, just like Robin said, somebody, I want somebody with an intellect. I want somebody that's funny. I want somebody to get my, I said all these things, and she told me, you don't want a woman, you want a transformer, right? And I'm telling her, like, no, why can't I have these things in one person? Like, why can't I find somebody with that type of thing? But of course, I think when you do have options, it's a J. Cole song when he said it's always going to be somebody that's better. And I think that's the problem, is when we can't become content in relationships and really, just go back to what we talked about earlier, why long-term relationships ain't lasting. When we can't get content and start to just value what we have, that's going to always cause a problem. It doesn't matter how better or this or that, or, however you do it, it's always going to be somebody better. There's always going to be somebody that you can find that can cook better than your girl, that probably got better intellect than your girl, that probably, guy or girl, regardless. But at the end of the day, I'm not touching my mic. But at the end of the day, it's about what you value the most, and I think that's what it all comes down to. What they saying in the comments?
Oh, she said, "Stop touching your mic."
Stop touching your
Big
mic.
Tokyo said, "I think it's self-discipline." Yeah, because I think a lot of time. Oh, and Rhyme and Reason said, "When words and actions don't match up."
First for this one.
Huh?
That was for the question before this one.
Okay.
Oh.
But I'm thinking too. I know one of the things that I had to, I guess, think about within myself was similar to what you said, Reggie. You were looking for a transformer. I was looking for perfection. So it's like, because I had this thing on paper, this is what it was supposed to look like, or what he was supposed to come with, but it wasn't realistic. And I think a lot of times women, we hear women say, "I don't want to settle, I don't want to settle," but what does that really mean at the end of the day? Because at some point we're going to settle because that person is not perfect. We're not perfect. So it's like, we're going to have to compromise on something, or just like, okay, I'd rather have this than that. He may not come with this. So it's like something we're going to have to figure out what we can deal with and what we can't, what we're willing to deal with. So I think sometimes, women are like, "I don't want to settle," but it's like, are you really being realistic about it? Also, because he's not going to have everything. There's something that you're going to have to deal with that maybe you don't want to. So
yeah,
That's people in general. That's people in general.
yeah.
Okay. This was kind of a meme, but it was funny, and I wanted to get the panel perspective on it. It says, if a woman is 35 and never had a pregnancy scare, the coochie must be trash. Or if a man is 35 and older with no kids, my apology, 35 and never with no kids and never had a pregnancy scare, the coochie must be trash. Or if a guy is 35 and older with no kids and never had a woman try to put a baby on him, the, sex got to be trash. T, I'm going to start with you. With my friend, you ain't over 35, but you don't have any kids. So you getting close. So I'm trying to figure out, do you think there's any truth to that?
That's not true at all. Oh, gang. We Jordan of this shit. You don't know that?
They said you get a ball to you in the third quarter, the fourth quarter.
And there ain't no woman try to put a baby on me before. Because my point up came strong. And when I'm not, I don't protect myself. So baby on me. So
she might still try to lie.
You look like a damn fool. I close right in her face.
So disrespectful. Siobhan, you think there's any truth to that?
There is no truth to that. That sounds like two people that's being responsible to me. They ain't trash. It's like they don't want to have no kids, or maybe they don't want to have none right now, so they're doing things to prevent it from happening. Don't mean that it's trash. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
Yeah, definitely dumb. I agree. Like everybody say, you're being responsible. To me, I'm like, oh, you don't have any. That's awesome, because if you are a parent, as a parent, these kids are expensive. Doesn't mean your sex game is whack. So it's like, if you were like me, who's like planned your life kind of like by the book, like this is when I'm ready to like have it. But that's that's really dumb.
Yeah.
I agree with y'all, but I do feel like there were, like if you look at it from a different perspective, it was some form of truth to it. The reason why it was like the average person, we know if you giving up torchy tea, or if a dude giving up the wood that could. These people are not trying to lead your life. Like, like you ain't trying to lead somebody that would, the good, or the torchy. So sometimes when it's torch, a dude is kind of like, man, F this condom, or the pullout game that night just ain't working. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you looking down, you hitting it, and you looking at it, and you like, you know what? She'll be a good mother. Like, I'm just saying. And same vice versa for a woman. If a dude with name, because I had a friend tell me, no exaggeration, her statement was, she said she couldn't sleep with a guy with a small penis just in case she got pregnant. She said she might want to circle back, sometime later, and she can't see the dude with the bad penis being the dude she got to circle back to because they got a kid. So so I felt like it was some sort of like truth to it in a different perspective, just in a different perspective.
That's terrible.
I'm just saying.
But what about people that can't have no kids? That's not fair.
Yeah, but but we still talking about pregnancy scare. What if before they knew it, they was like, oh, like if you think about it, if your period came late and you haven't had sex in a year, you're not worried. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. But if your period came late one time and this dude ain't pull out, that's a pregnancy scare. That's simply what it like. It supposed to came on Tuesday. It's Friday. You start to think like that's the pregnancy scare. Like or T. Even when it comes to the wood that could, a chick call you up and be like, I'm late. You like, huh? Like
terrible.
That's somebody trying to. You feel like somebody trying to put a baby. Like I'm late. You be like, what? Huh? Like,
but then that's my issue, right? About the responsibility part, right? Like, this is the chances you take when you're not wrapping up or nobody's using a form of birth control.
Exactly.
So if I call you and I'm like, look, my period's late. We both know we played a part.
You know what I'm saying?
Roe versus Wade just got overturned. So what we about to do? I mean, Maryland, we good, but we not.
What you say, T?
It's a regular period. Don't be worried. Maybe it's just a regular.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Out.
Rhyme or Reason said that's dumb.
That's dumb. So, the other day I had a conversation with a friend of mine. I ain't got it written down, but I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and she said, she told me that her 17 daughter asked her about this store called Spencer, as was out Pentagon City. I thought she said the dispenser, so I didn't know what she was saying. Then she turned around and said that my daughter asked me, do they sell vibrators? She said she was like, what? Now, the father in me immediately said, bust her in her throat, right? So immediately bust her. And she said, she asked her like, oh, you're a virgin. Why the heck you need a vibrator? She said the child said it so plainly. To pleasure myself. She said it as if she was asking for $5. Like, yeah, she said to pleasure myself. 17. She's 17. So she say after they go back and forth, she's like, what? Huh? And she was like, Ma, I'm still a virgin. I just like to pleasure myself. Over now, as me and my friend, we conversating, we're talking about this. We talk about just about everything. I would, like I said, the father in me was like, bust her in her throat when you see her immediately. But then the understanding me realized, would I want my daughter to have been doing this or that? And not only that, when me and a friend talked about it, she was like, I was much younger. But Robin, I'm gonna start with you. How old is the age that you should be talking to your kid about sex, and how in depth do you think you should go?
Well, let me tell you, I might be judged here, but with my 8-year-old, I have an 8-year-old son, and not so much I get in specifics with him, but I got to let him know identifying body parts and stuff, and like, and when you're the change, he hasn't had that because he's 8, now, but I mean, definitely preteen. I think definitely like 11, 12, because these kids are exposed to a lot. And Reggie,
Yeah.
These kids are exposed to a whole lot. And me having worked with kids, especially in DC, these kids is out here losing their virginity. Sad to say, y'all are 10 years old. 10, 11 years old, experimenting. Now, this on the flip side of what you said too about at first when you said it, I had like, oh God, like hell no. I was thinking with the vibrator. Honestly, if it was me, of a 17-year-old, I'd rather you be pleasuring yourself, and if you having these urges in a safe way, that's a safe way, as opposed to you going with a boy or a female, somebody else doing God knows what and being unsafe. So but the parent in me is cringing because it's like, oh my God, it's real out here, you know? But even when my son talks about in school how little girls like him, you know, and they'll be like, oh, can I give him a kiss? You know, and I'm like, hey, what? Like, what else are you trying to kiss? You know, like that's where my mind just goes. But
T?
too much.
Like, would I have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Nah. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Cause like like you said, I would rather my daughter do that than go out here and be wild. You know what I'm saying? And I know how I was when I was younger. I was a wild little dude. So I, like a dude like how I was. So definitely I'm gonna show her where to store at. You know what I'm saying? You just keep it to yourself or something. Put something on the door to let me know don't bother you. Or something. Don't use it over at your mother's or something.
Siobhan.
So I agree with Robin. So for my friends who have kids, they start pretty early having the conversation about their body, and then they work their way up depending upon the age and when they feel like, you know, they're ready for that type of conversation. So I've seen it happen as young as, I don't even know how young, maybe like 5 or 6, just letting them know about their body parts, and then, you know, maybe when they're about 9 or 10, talking about other things. Because I'm just thinking about when I started my period, I was in the 5th grade, and that's like what, 10. So I would need to know, you know, what's going on. My mom didn't have that conversation with me at all, but you know, I found out from my friends. So you know, yeah. So I think the earlier the better.
Yeah.
I found out about body parts. Crying and stuff, you know.
You said what?
I learned about body parts when I was younger, from like being a little freak, like you know, things like that. That's what. So I mean, because I never really like when I was young, I ain't never really talked to my mother like that about stuff. So I found out on my own about everything. Where on the other hand, my little brother, he knew about like a woman's period and everything at like 6 years old. And when I heard him say it, I was like, Mom, you talk to him about stuff like this? I was like, you ain't never talked to me about nothing like that. She never came to me about stuff like that. I'm like, I mean, so for me, it's kind of the norm. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that much of shock value to me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like 6 to 8. Go ahead and start.
Now, I did just read a story where a 10-year-old girl had to go across state lines to get an abortion just what was that, last week? Or
Yeah,
matter of
last
fact, last week. So this actually just happened last week. As soon as they overturned Roe v. versus Wade, she had to go across state lines to get an abortion. I don't know how she got pregnant. I don't know who impregnated her or what. Yeah.
That's terrible. And
Yeah.
one of my girlfriends found out that her son is watching porn. I think he's 10 or 11. So it's like the earlier the better.
Yeah, porno books.
Search engine.
He said the search engine. We had porno books growing up. We seen boobs and boobs in like porno books. So you know, because that was it. That's just the life we live in now. They got much more access to it, so it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But me as a father, I'm gonna be honest. I have 2 daughters, and I got a 9-year-old and a 25-year-old. I never talked about sex with the 25-year-old, and I don't expect to talk about it with the 9-year-old. So just to let y'all know, I expect for both of their mothers to do that job. Now, I talk to them about boys and talk to them about how males think, but as far as like talking to them about, you know, something like that, because I know if my 25-year-old, she's 25, and I know she still would never talk to me about something like that. But had she came to me, I would have still told her to go to her mother. Like this is not a you me conversation. This is just not like, Dad, I heard I don't know, I don't care. We don't do this. This is not the level of our relationship. Like, I'm just saying, I would cringe.
But let me ask you this: if you had sons, would it be different for you? It would be different, I'm sure.
It would be different. It would be different, but because I have male pops, and I would actually, inform them. I had a friend, I know a friend that was a virgin some years ago, and I told him like, hey, look, no rush. There's no rush. I don't young people. I tell them. I always tell them. But if I was a boy dad, of course I'd be like, bro, it's no rush. You're gonna have them urges. The difference is men find out about themselves through wet dreams. That's how we know we can do it. So we already have those urges and those feelings. So if that happened, I would want my son to come tell me. I wouldn't want him to go to his mother. Hey, mom, what's this stuff all in my bed, like in my drawers? It's sticky. Like,
It's sticky. Crazy.
I would want him to come. I would want him to come to me and be like, bro, look, I think I peed on myself. I don't think that's pee, bro. Look, but kids do like smelling. Nah, nigga, don't listen. Let me tell you something. I didn't have the kids. Cause the mother would have smelled it. Like, what is that pee? That's not pee. Like, how do you know?
I'm gonna be like, what? I'm like, oh God, like handle this.
To piggyback off that, it was a TikTok clip that I seen recently, and I'm not gonna get all into it. It was a real good clip. I posted it one of these days, but the post said that women saying boys are easier to raise than girls. And then the guy said the reason why boys are easier raised than girls because mothers love their sons but will raise their daughters, meaning they will neglect their sons and let them go out and do their own thing, but they will protect, mold, and kind of shape their daughters. Siobhan, do you think there's any truth to that?
I don't know. I think women, mothers definitely do nurture, coddle their sons. From what I've seen, they do kind of coddle their sons more, and maybe are a little harder on their daughters. But I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't
know. Miss Robin.
I mean, me being a boy mom, I mean, I'm definitely, how I am with Carter. Like, I definitely am gonna coddle and protect him. But like on the flip side, yeah, I don't have a girl, but I can only imagine if I had I'd probably be way more overprotective of her, just in this society that we are. It's a society of vultures, It's, these kids, especially these girls, are looking different now. These 12-year-olds have bodies like my age, 40, or like 20, like they're voluptuous, like it's scary, So I don't even know. Like I would really have to have like the gun ready for real. Like Carter probably would be like, oh, go have fun. Just be safe. Go do you. Like he probably wouldn't have that much of restrictions. Yeah.
T.
No kids. Like I don't know, Reds.
Just not having kids. You raised kids before.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just a protective person, period. So I'm protective over both. Cause it's like, for instance, one of my friends' daughter, I wouldn't even let her walk nowhere. Yeah. I was carrying her everywhere. I'm talking about to the point to where she got spoiled and didn't believe that she should walk anywhere. Pick her up no matter what, and I had to let her know. No, you too big now. That was a then thing. This is not happening no more. And far as boys, I mean, I worry about them a little more because we tend to be a little irresponsible and brash, and we'll jump out there and do shit we ain't got no business doing. So you really gotta give a young man a speech before he leave out the house. You know what I mean? You gotta look out for police, you gotta look out for ops. You gotta, if you got ops, you know what I mean? Keep your head. So I do that constantly. You feel me? So I mean, I feel like it should be an even balance. That's how I feel. Like you should care about both equally. I see the difference. I couldn't tell you personally because I never raised a young lady. So I couldn't tell you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But boys go, I'm worried 24/7. To be honest with you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Raising, because I've raised daughters, I have two daughters. I'm more protective, and I seen it. I felt like it was the truth. And on the flip side, I remember growing up in a house full of women. I remember stuff that my mother would tell my sisters that she didn't tell me. I remember the safeguards she's put over top of my sisters and put into their psyche that she didn't do me. I remember as a young 8, 9, 10 year old, I was able to do stuff that my older sister was doing or even older cousins. I didn't get those saying, oh, he can't. If my younger sister is nothing but a year younger than me, and it's a curfew that I will have of the older kids. But my younger sister will have a much earlier curfew. It's like you coming in the house at 8, Reggie coming in the house at 11. It's, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just a year older. When she became that year or a year older, she still came in the house at 9, Reggie come in the house at 12. And she would assume because she was now that age or 2 years later, her curfews or whatever would be the same. I was able to stay out. I was able to stay out over friends' house, stuff like that. They couldn't. It was a whole lot of stuff that I was allowed to do that they couldn't do. As my daughter, just like T said, when I would take my daughter to the playground, she act like she couldn't move, and I would push her. I would do this. If she fall, I'm running, making sure she don't do. I'm overprotective. I take my nephew somewhere, I let that nigga just run. Like, just come back to me. Like, just run. Let me see you. I can watch him from a distance. My daughter, I couldn't. I felt though overprotected, and I think here's the problem with society. When you do it to a boy, everybody's seen like he turned into a mama's boy. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants that. And when you let a little girl run free, everybody say she's too boyish or, things of that nature. So I guess it really needs to be a balance. But I honestly think that we do protect our daughters way more. We think the world, we assume they're more vulnerable for anything that can happen out in the world versus our boys. We feel like they can protect themselves. It's a false psyche, but I think that's what it is. What they
Miss
saying in the comments? Go ahead.
Miss Yummy, I'm my bad. Miss said, very true, so overprotective over my daughter, but she definitely threw her son to the wolves with the sad face emoji.
Yeah, like that's how what's name. Big Tokyo said right to I'm gonna do one last question before we go to the dating 101 after dark questions. If y'all haven't got y'all dating 101 after dark cards as well as your dating 101 card games, they're always available. Yes, they are. Um, Hold up. What did Peaches say? I don't want to skip anybody's comments.
So Q said, "What's good, family?" Hey Q. Peaches said,
This is up to
"Huge
you.
problem, and girls are smarter in so many instances. We need that same energy for these boys nowadays."
Yeah, yeah. I think girls smarter because again, I think we emphasize education with them way more. I think we really emphasize that they get good in books, so they listen. And I think we emphasize that they work harder because they're females. We feed that psyche to them that you're weak. You're the weaker of the species, so you need to be smarter than they are, even twice as smart. And this is why African American black women are the number one demographic. What graduating high school, going to college, graduating college, getting PhDs, starting their own business. They overtake white men, white women, not in the numbers, but as far as on that 100,000, what's name? White black women do it more because black mothers have instilled that in black women so much.
Mm-hmm.
Last question, kind of a funny one, but I'm gonna ask anyway because it was a situation that arrived. Um, a friend of yours, you loaned a friend of yours money on several occasions. They paid it back, no problem. Some time go past, and you actually need a loan, and the friend decide that they couldn't. They couldn't afford to lose the money just in case you don't pay it back. So my question to you, Robin, is this: if you loan someone some money even though they pay it back and everything. Do you think they're obligated to loan you money if on the flip side you need their help?
I mean, gosh, if I helped you out, you should be able to help me out too in a jam. But then again, track record, if they over here needing money, then let me not even expect it. Let me not have any expectations in these people and go to a family, you know. But that's horrible though. Like, I'm really big on that. Like, but this is why we don't come to people, right? And we keep stuff to ourselves. Because it's the audacity, right? Like, for me in that situation, it would be the audacity. Like, here I am, I've helped you out all these times. Yes, you've paid it back. Now I need something and you can't do it. But a lot of factors play into that too. I'm not trying to get into salary type stuff too, but like what's their situation, demographics and stuff. But I would definitely be in my feelings. You know me, Reggie, I would be in my feelings. And I'll call you and tell you how in my feelings I am about
Your friend ain't loan you the money.
my friend didn't loan me the money. Hell.
Miss Siobhan.
So to be honest, if they are asking me for money, I'm not going to them for money because I already know they don't got it. So.
They might be doing better. They was in school.
Probably so, but they just not the first person that comes to my mind to be like, oh, let me go ask so and so. I'm not. No.
Okay.
Those people that I feel like got it. But I wouldn't feel like they were obligated to give it to me because it's like you don't know what people's financial situations are like. So
True.
T.
I disagree with Siobhan.
Good, T. Good.
I'm giving you money and I'm letting you borrow money. Yeah, you paying it back, everything like that. And let's say you up now. You know what I mean? You getting money now, and I'm in a hard time. Yes, you obligated to give me.
You better run me my money. You better have my money.
In my eyes, I helped you get up. Because the time that you needed that money could have been the time that you got up off of that. So
Yeah.
I feel like you are obligated to give it to me if you got it. I'm going to give it back. Just like the same way. That's why y'all make sure your circle tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of with T. I feel like in somewhat you kind of obligated. If I helped you out on multiple occasions, whether it was for your rent, car note, whatever you needed it for, regardless if you said you were gonna pay it on Friday and you paid it on Friday, regardless of when you paid it every time when you said it was no problem, I felt like, man, I looked out for you. And 9 out of 10 times, if you can't loan me no money, it's because you don't equally trust me. And that's the problem. Like, because in my mind, you saying I can't loan him no money because I don't know if he gonna give it back like I gave it back. Like, bruh, you know, because he might be saying this, man, shoot, you on hard times there, huh? If you need to loan money, I can't really
I don't
trust
think
you.
that's fair though, because you don't know what people doing with their money. So I don't just because you were so free with giving it to them doesn't mean that they have that same mindset of being like that. So I agree with Ron Marie. She said anytime I loan money, I do it with the expectation of not getting it back. So it's like I don't think that's fair because they do other things with their money that you might not do. Maybe
But
you're a giving person.
to pay, just give me that money if you got it. Yes, you are obligated.
No, I'm not. I got other stuff to do.
I'm doing stuff with my money when you ask me. And I
Well,
still
that's
say,
on you. You should have said no when they asked.
you ain't going to I'm going to take the money now. Now I'm
That don't put that obligation on people. Don't put your stuff on other people just because that's how you are. That's not fair. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
going to raise.
Mm-mm.
Because now I know you got it.
You making an assumption.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an
Now
assumption.
we're at the end of this wonderful podcast. Y'all know what time it is. It's the Dating 101 After Dark game. Yeah. Miss Siobhan, won't you
Yes.
go ahead and read off the first card?
Peaches say I'm so nice. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't put people like
Everybody,
that.
because I think other than you and Robin, me and him, nah, I feel like you got. I don't feel like you're. Let me backtrack a little bit. I don't feel like you obligated, but trust me, we can't be real cool at this point.
Just
Yeah.
tell
At
them
that point,
no
I
next
can't.
time.
Yeah, but I can't be cool with you because if people who I call my friends, this one thing about when people use the word friends too loosely, and somebody that I'm loaning money to, I'm only loaning money to people who, other than family, but my friends, I'm loaning money to you because you my friend, not just anybody. So when it turns for you to have my back and you don't, yeah, I feel like yeah, we can't be friends. I can't necessarily say you obligated, but I know at this point we gonna lose a level of friendship. What they say in the comments, because they seem to be going.
You said I gotta. Robin Reed said I gotta at least know you would if you could, and Peaches said it has to go both ways regardless.
Y'all saying what we saying. Thank
Yeah,
y'all.
Let
exactly,
me tell you
exactly.
what. Don't obligate me to do nothing because I ain't doing it.
Don't loan
But I think
Siobhan
the
no
main
money,
thing
y'all.
is I don't ask people for money
No.
and I don't like to loan money, so I'm in a boat by myself because I just don't.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anywho, would you ever consider joining the Mile High Club?
Ooh. Sex in the airplane?
first, yeah, I join the Mile High Club if I can. You know them bathrooms.
What you said, Tim? Your phone going out. You got it propped on something?
I'm going out.
Yeah, you going in and out the microphone. Do you have your phone propped on something?
Oh, I thought I was just the one didn't hear it.
What's that? The microphone.
Yeah, but go ahead. What you said?
Take this thing. That's better.
Yes, that's much better at the
All
end
right,
of
the
the
fan was
show.
louder. I said, yeah, I'm with it, but I'm big. Those bathrooms are small. I don't know how we're gonna make it work, but if we can make it work, I'm definitely with it. Most definitely.
Okay. All right. Robin?
Oh, I'm with it too. Yes. I know the bathrooms in Delta and JetBlue. Let's do it. Let's go. You go first, I'll go second, and we get it popping. I would love that.
Okay. Reggie?
I'm definitely with it. I'm definitely with it. Any type of thing in it, like, but I want they have a jet out in I think it's Vegas,
Yeah.
allowing people to be with the mile. It's a certain amount, but you and your mate can go up in the jet. How long? I think it's for like 15 minutes or whatever.
No. So you can go, it depends. They have packages. So it's called the Love Cloud in Vegas, where you can join the Mile High Club, and it's a plane, a smaller plane that you can use, and it's basically devoted for you to have sex. So you don't have to worry about going in the bathroom, the little small bathroom.
I'm looking that
Go to
up.
Vegas,
I know,
look
me
up
too.
the Love Cloud, and book you a package. You can have a whole group go with you if you into that, you know.
A whole
Peaches,
Mile high energy.
Peaches, the Mile High Club is when you have sex on the plane, like in the bathroom. That's the Mile High
Yeah.
Club. So the
Yeah.
question was, would you have a problem with that? With
Would you
doing
ever
that?
consider joining it? Yeah, the Mile High Club. So I'm definitely with it. I wouldn't want to do it in the bathroom because those bathrooms are really small and it's nasty. But I would, so I would want to go to the one in
Why
Vegas
y'all
where it's
telling me
like
that?
spacious. The Love Cloud is what it's called in Vegas. You're
I think
Yeah.
it's
welcome.
about to cut off, y'all.
Huh?
Huh?
My phone counting down. Like it's
It's
about to cut
not.
off.
Join us every Monday at 9 p.m. on IG Live for Homeboys Conversation After Dark with Dating 101 card game. And make sure you like, comment, and share.